Okay, chat. Tell me if we're live or not. Tell me if you can see me. Tell me if you can hear me. Meantime, I'll show you my little Uzi here that I made the other day. You guys probably saw that video. If you haven't, it was one of the better gun videos that I ever made. I should make a compilation of all those intros that I put on those videos and turn it into a 1 hour segment. But today we're gonna model something which is not from the promised land. It is from... Okay, we're here. Hold on, let me change the music. And then we get the ball rolling. We gotta gather some references. We gotta get a background image, and then we're gonna start modeling. Hold on a second, let me find a little playlist. Guys, I turned off the ads. If you get any ads, it ain't me, okay? I turned off the ads so we can talk about whatever, so we can listen to music, so we can fuck around. So I don't know if the live stream gets taken down. You know how it goes with these streams. Every time it's a different story. Thomas Cullen is with us today, so we got eyes on us. Okay, so look. Give me a new file. So the Glock 17 apparently is one of the most popular weapons for law enforcement. Okay, sad. Am I on VPN? Look, it doesn't want to display images for me. Hold on a minute. Glock. Hey, tell me if the ratio of the fucking music and my voice is okay. If it's too loud, if it's too quiet, or something, I'll get it fixed up, because I can't hear that shit. I can only hear it from my own player. So this is one of the most popular guns for cops. But then I heard some people, it's not the gun you want. If you want to go shoot somebody, I heard you wanna use something else. I don't know if anybody here is a gun expert, but tell me, what's the best gun? If I want to go shoot somebody in the head right now, for whatever reason, what gun should I use? Because I'm in a country right now where you can't really... Well, you can get a gun, but it's not like in America, you know? It's not really a thing here. My camera is too small. No, I thought it was a little too big. Hold on. So the Glock, it's got a bunch of variations. There's 17, there's 19, there's I don't know what. Let's take this one. This is a nice, decent high resolution image. And guys, I know Thomas Cullen is with us, but I'm not gonna be worrying about topology today. I don't got time for that shit today. I don't got the nerves, I don't got the patience. I'm gonna hang myself if I start worrying about topology here. Desert Eagle, no, we're not making no Desert Eagle. Not today. I need to get my mind off that for a minute. You know damn well why I'm not making a Desert Eagle. We need a background image. So this here is the 17 and this is the 19X. 17 and the 19X. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if they look any different. But how about this? Is that that's a shitty resolution. What about this one? Nah. They're all like 3 pixels across. Okay. This is like 3.5K by 2.5K. Guys, tell me where you're from. Tell me how old you are. Why? Are you some kind of anti-Semite? I'm not an anti-Semite because Semites are Palestinian people. Anti-Semitism today refers to the hatred towards Jews, but most of the Jews in Israel, they're not Semites, they're Europeans. Like 90% of them are fucking Europeans, so to say anti-Semite, I'm not an anti-Semite, I just don't like Jews. Okay, so I think this one will do. I don't know if there's any meaningful differences. Like if you look at this part over here, we got something carved out. We don't have that on this one, even though it says the same. So this one's a 17 and this one's a 17, but I don't know what the difference is. I want the one with the cut because that'll be cooler. Yeah, guys, my stream might get taken down. Sorry about that. You know how it goes. Every time it's a good stream, they take me down. Cause I can't keep my mouth shut. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go with this one. It's a little bit lower in resolution, but I'm just gonna roll with that one. Save image as. And when you're making a project in Blender, you want to start a new file for that project. And that's where you're gonna save all your files and all your reference images related to that particular project. Because otherwise it gets messy. It gets crazy real quick. Hold on, let me drag and drop this in there. There we go. See, it's not visible when we... It's not visible in 3D view, it's only visible in 2D, in orthographic projection. That kind of bothers me, but it shouldn't. Okay. England 19. Say bye to your stream, that will be alright. Make your face cam bigger, says Just John. Make your face cam bigger. We want to see your elegant facial structure. You want to see my beautiful genes. Hold on. You know, guys, my last name. Wait. My last name means white man. Okay. I know to some people, I look like I'm from Iraq or from Turkey. Look at my cheekbones. Because I got the fucking beard, I got the dark hair and all that. But I'm white, guys. My last name is white man. I'm Croatian. Croatian people are descendants of some tribe that used to be called White Croats or something. They came from somewhere from Poland. Same place where the Jews came from. Probably. I don't know, but I'm not a fucking Jew. Not even close. I'm 150% white Croatian. So, I suppose that makes you a fucking racist if you appreciate my facial structure. Because you're not supposed to like white people anymore, right? I thought I was Polish. No, I used to live in Poland though. Poland's great. Poland's cool. I'm not Turkish, but in Turkey I'm a supermodel. Will the stream be saved? Probably, if they don't take me down. Probably. So hold on a second. The question is, where do you start? Somebody said he recommends. He recommends I start from the handle around here somewhere, and then I extrude the rest from there. I wouldn't agree with that, not for any particular reason that I premeditated. It's just that when I look at this, gun, something tells me I want to start with this part because it's very, I like it very much. My last name is the name of a fish. Which fish? Too many Jews in Poland. I haven't seen any, but my friend, when he came to Poland with me, we went there around New Year's last time. We went there to party a little bit. My friend got this fucking thing from a souvenir shop. He got this little figure. I'll see if I can find a picture for you guys. I got it on my iPhone. I'll get it later because I want to do some modeling now. But he got this little souvenir. It was like a little Jew. No shit. He got this from like a souvenir shop, not from, you know. It's like a little Jew. He's got the hat and everything, and he's got a bag of coins, and he's got a coin in his hand and everything. And he bought that from the shop in Poland. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really seen any Jews in Poland. Did I tell you guys my Budapest Jew story? In Budapest, there's a lot of Jewish people because it's like in the central part of town. I used to live in, I don't know if anybody's from Budapest. I think it was the 7th district, where you got Gozdu and everything. The center of fucking Budapest, that's like the Jewish district. You got the synagogues and everything, and you got a lot of Jewish people walking around. I can't tell you this story. I'm gonna take it down because I'm gonna go off the rails real quick if I start with this story. Now I don't know the width of this gun. Maybe we should do something about that. Hold on, let me try Glock blueprint. I'm just looking at this stuff on my second monitor, guys, so I'll pull up a reference image for you in a moment. Give me something from top view. Will this do? What's the point of getting a blueprint? I don't know who makes this shit, but it's a blueprint and it's like 500 pixels across. What am I gonna do with that shit? Hey, by the way, guys, I'm going to Russia. Finally. Well, if they let me get my visa. Maybe I'll go apply for that after the stream, if I'll have time tonight. But I'm going to St. Petersburg. And hopefully I don't get hit by a drone somewhere. God damn it. Okay. No, this won't do. This is a different version of the Glock. Is it really that important how thick I make it? It kind of is, because if I don't get it right, I might really fuck up on some other part. But by the way, you can sort of deduce the width based on some other features. We could also just put this into F-Spy or something, but for example, you could figure out that, well, there's a circle here, and then there's like a semicircle around it, and the middle of that semicircle is around here somewhere. It's not in the middle of this one, it seems. So if we place a circle and its middle is right around here somewhere, so at this line, and we scale that up until the lower edge meets this point, then we know we have that's the size of the circle, that's going to be the width of this object, and we can then just make it a little bit wider from this. I don't know if that will cut it though. But you know what else? Hold on, let's try something else. A simpler version of what I just told you. But we can't really see the barrel though. I was thinking mesh, circle. Fuck it, let's do 32 vertices, that'll do. And if it's something like this, okay, that is the barrel. That is the barrel. And now there's like a semicircular surface. I think that's a semicircle. I don't know if it really is, but I'm gonna pretend like it is. Fuck it. Extrude it up to around here somewhere, and then we have this bevel. Should do a little bigger still. Something like this. Okay. That'll be the width of this area. And then this outer part, who the fuck knows? Wider than this anyway. So let's do something like this. By the way, guys, you asked for it. I'm gonna make a tutorial soon coming from the one that I had the other day. It was the fucking Uzi, right? God's chosen weapon. And I mentioned to you guys that I would make a video about something about combining normal maps and baking multiple normal maps into one, right? I'm working on that video. I already filmed like half of it, so that's coming. It's really important if you're making game assets. You look like Andrew Tate if he was raised by Tom Collin. What? If I was raised by Thomas Collin, I'd be bald like Andrew Tate. It's not safe in Russia. What makes you say that? In what sense is it not safe? Like someone's gonna shoot me in the head on the street? So look, here's how we're gonna do this. We have this kind of blocky shape here that we just created. Let me just make sure I get the height right. I think it's a little bit too thick what I made. And we have to get the bevels at the top. Now these bevels, we gotta be careful because, matter of fact, I'm not sure if I want to do them manually because I'm gonna have to adjust them. Pay attention, guys. This is gonna be some high IQ shit. Alright, so generate a bevel, but only on these areas here. Get rid of my fucking bevel up here, and we limit this based on the weight. Turn this up a little. So now we can control this, and we can turn it off if we want to. Now, take a look at this part. Alright, notice how it has this weird cutout. Okay, that's because we have to cut this using a shape that looks like sort of like a cone, but it's cut. So we can start with this. We should separate that by selection, and then we take this outer edge segment, we extrude that backwards, and we scale it up. And you will see that if we cut using that shape, of course, well, we don't want to have the circle at the bottom, we want to have something like this. You will see that, you see the part sticking out here. If we cut that out, it will look like this. Alright, now I'm thinking maybe I should use more polygons. Let's do 64. 64. And we extrude that back. Thomas Colin, watch this. Okay. And well, I don't want the lower half. I don't want the lower half. So something like this. I don't know if the top looks like this. I'm just gonna pretend like it does. Fuck it, this is my own version of the Glock. And maybe we can adjust the size a little bit or something like that. No, we shouldn't adjust the size. And we're about to use the Boolean modifier. How you bet we are. And now, here's why I told you. Look at these edges over here and look at the edges from the bevel. This is why we use the bevel modifier, because we're going to be able to adjust this so that the vertices are closer to being matching. Okay, but we'll get to that. Let me first take this and extrude it out with my 3D cursor. You know what's crazy? I bet you guys, if I was just playing video games on this fucking channel, if I was just playing video games all day, doing live streams instead of modeling, that would do so much better than 3D modeling live streams. Because everybody and their mother seems to just, all you guys want to watch are video games and shit. Tell me, is there anybody here who never plays video games ever? Mr. Air Attack Transit says, he sent $5 and he says, just want to say thank you for helping me model on Blender better. I've been modeling for a year and have been watching your videos for tips. Thank you. That's beautiful. Yeah, so this is some high intellect shit. Why is my webcam so big? Hold on, excuse me, I'll make it a little smaller. There. There. Hope it's not in the way too much. Okay. So now, wait, we don't want this part in the middle. I want this. I do. I want this part filled and this thing in the back. And so the idea is that when I use the Boolean modifier on this object, when I apply this, I'll be able to keep my geometry clean. So how about this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck it, let's try and let's see what happens. Maybe I should apply my bevel first. Okay, look at my shape. Apply that, let's see what happens. Okay, and now we slide these. But now we have to slide this a little bit too much, and I'm not too happy about that. But that's pretty cute. Look. To loop tool space. You know, this song takes me back to Romania. Back to Romania. I've been to Romania at least, I don't know how many fucking times. 30, 40 times or something. I miss that place every day. I love it so much. I don't want to say I grew up there, but it's where I went from being a child to being an adult. It was in Romania. They taught me everything. They taught me how to drink, taught me how to smoke, all the bullshit. Romania is a fun place. And this song takes me back. It was what they had on that guy. You know that naked guy? Maybe some of you guys are too young to remember. I'm getting old. But there was this dude, this guy, it was like a meme. It was like a dancing or something. You know, that fucking, what was his name? Ricardo. You guys probably remember him. And then this was a song they put on the meme, but it was a good song. I mean, the guy's a fucking faggot, but the song is good. How's it looking? Maybe the angle could be a little better, so maybe we could, I don't know, scale this up a little. Not really, we shouldn't do that. We could also... See, check this out. Another high IQ piece of advice. If I now want to push this further in a direction, if I want to extend this, I could do double G and Alt, but you see that's proportional to the length of the edge, so it fucks up the shape. Now I could just absolutely exaggerate it and then do a knife cut, but, well, I get all sorts of problems. Here's what we could do instead. We fill it, we make a bevel. Check this out. We make a bevel, like this, profile shape 1, and now, if we delete the inner area, all the edges around the sides here are the same length because of the bevel, so now we can do double G and Alt. We can push it as far in as we want to. Okay. X dissolve edges. There you go. And we create a little bevel. Again, this time we want it to be round. Well, we don't want to bevel the bottom, do we? There we go. This is the type of shit, guys, that that you're gonna learn in the Blender Masterclass course. That's my course where I made it's basically like, my idea was like a compilation of every single tool, every single modeling technique that I can think of, that I know in Blender. And I just wrote them all out, explained them, I broke them down, all the fucking loop tools, all the menus, everything you can think of, everything that I ever do I explain in that course. So that's the type of shit that I talk about there. The type of shit that nobody's ever even seen, because nobody pays attention to these things. Nobody talks about these things because they're not interesting. Nobody wants to go digging around the select menu and figuring all these things out. But that's what makes you good. I'm an American and I'm Eastern Orthodox, and I want to go to Russia and Ukraine, but I'm guessing it's not the right time now. Yeah, you'll be okay, depending on where you go. Yeah, Thomas Collins says buy the fucking course. Now hold on, I'm gonna undo this bevel so I can create it one more time. I accidentally deleted the last segment. That was a problem. Yeah, guys, so last time I said I might be moving to Amsterdam. That's not happening. I won't get into the details, but that plan failed. Instead, I'm thinking Prague. Prague is my next destination for moving. But in April, I'll be doing a bunch of traveling. I'm going to Budapest. Then I'm flying to Estonia. And from Estonia is where I'm going to Russia. Am I gonna get smoked by Mossad if I say these things? They probably already know where I am. They know where I am right now. And then, when we come back from Russia to Estonia, I'm going to fucking through Dublin to Greece. So I'm gonna go to Ireland on like Friday night. Hopefully I don't get stabbed by a migrant or shot in the head or robbed somewhere. And then we're going down to Greece, to Athens. I hear the place is a shithole, but it's the birthplace of Western civilization, you might say. And it's sunny. And now, look at this part. I guess we could make that with a normal map, but this isn't 2002. We don't have to be that careful with the number of polygons we're working with. Guys, anybody here a professional... like a professional game asset artist, like you work at a studio or something, you have experience in a studio? Because I want to ask you some questions. I met this cool guy in my gym. He watches me on, I don't know, on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. Him and his son, they both watch me. I don't know, maybe he was watching now. Shout out to you, my friend. You know who I'm talking about. And he's working at a studio over here in Croatia on video games. So I wanted to ask him that question, but I forgot. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cuts. How's my width? Gonna move everything forward. Yeah, this we kind of messed up a little, but whatever. Did you guys know Thomas Collins started lifting? Imagine Thomas Collins when he gets stacked. Just when you think, I'm going to Amsterdam next week. Is it your first time going to Amsterdam?
It's just the human race.
Oh man, Amsterdam is a hell of a place. Let me tell you something. It is a degenerate fucking dog hole. But it is a pretty fun city if you're a guy like me. It's a pretty fun city, but it will make you lose touch with reality. It will make you lose touch with God. If you're the kind of person who has respect for the concept of God, if you believe there's something else, that place is going to make you fucking miserable. Or it will make you lose yourself. It's fucking dirty on a spiritual level, but it's pretty fun. I mean, you got hookers, you got drugs, anything you want. The weather's fucked up though, and there's a lot of, I can't say that word. Let's just say there's a lot of wild animals in the streets. Wild fucking animals in the streets. Alright, and it's the kind of guys that when you look at them, you don't want to go close to them because you're gonna get stabbed. They're blasting fucking music. They're smoking weed out in the streets. Okay, weed's legal, so I can't complain about that in Amsterdam. But, they're just acting like they're about to go shoot somebody in the head somewhere. And I don't like that very much. I prefer a place like Poland when it comes to those kind of things. Because in Poland, cops gonna come up to you. They stopped me because I look like I'm from a sandy country. To put it lightly. They stopped me randomly on the street just to see if I'm, to make sure that I'm white. So I gave him my ID and that was the end of it, no problem. But in Amsterdam, nah. In Amsterdam, you're not allowed to talk about those things. Yeah, it's Russian music. Monkeys? Blacks? No. Only white people do these things. Sounds like Los Angeles. Man, growing up, to me, LA seemed to be the center of the world. It's like the most amazing place to be. It's too bad what happened there. Do you guys know what happened to LA? I can't tell you what happened, but hopefully you guys are well aware of the reasoning behind the collapse of Western civilization. Hopefully you guys are already aware, so I don't have to tell you, because if I gotta tell you, the stream's going down. You can say goodbye to Arya 3D. Are these a copy paste? I think maybe they are. Let's do that. Bridge edge loops. Hey guys, you follow me on Instagram? On Instagram, I post little reels and shit. I post stories of what I'm up to. The occasional crash out. It seems to me, for whatever reason, if I say the word fuck, or if I say the word shit in a reel in the first 3 seconds, it gets views. If I don't, it gets less views. So I'm sorry for the profanity, guys. Alright, but it's got to be done. It's business. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. People are corrupt at the soul. You go to school, they tell you you gotta be a good law-abiding citizen, but then you realize, they tell you, go to school, go learn a trade, or go to university, educate yourself so you can be a productive member of society. The productive members of society, they get some fucking salary, and you're basically working your ass off like a chimpanzee for the rest of your life. Meanwhile, where's all the money at? It's in drugs, in whores, in sports and gambling. alcohol, all the bullshit, everything, everything that is wrong with this world, that is where all the money goes. Fucking wars and shit. It's a reflection of what people want. It's a reflection of who we are as a civilization. So anybody who pretends like we human beings are somehow above that is full of shit. We're degenerate scum. Not all of us, but many of us for sure. I can't act like I'm no better. Okay, listen to me, Mr. Jimmy. I would love to read that comment, but probably my stream's gonna get taken down. But yes, I agree, whatever you said. Oh, not the top part, hold on. You filthy Croat, make the ridges slimmer. They're not that wide. How about fuck you? Because I saw that you said Epstein and Jews and Israel, and it sounded like you were on to something. Then I saw you call me a filthy Croat, so fuck you. Base chat, guys, holy shit. Look, everybody's dropping the J-bomb. Non-stop peak jokes, what jokes? I didn't mean to make a joke about, I don't know. I meant what I said. Yeah, someone said I should be a comedian. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do that. That line of work is not for me. No, you know what? No manual bevels. None of that. We're gonna use the same methodology that we're using on the Uzi, which you will see. Hey, Mr. Jimmy, or Jamie, whatever the fuck. Giami 4353. How about this? Where are you from? Lay it on me. There's this little cut here. I guess that's for safety. Hey guys, does anybody in the chat here have a firearm in the house? Does anybody in the chat own a firearm? One of you's gotta be one of those Americans, right? If it's illegal, then don't tell me, but if it's a legal registered firearm, tell me. I wanna hear about it. What do you got? What are you packing? Please say my name. From Malaysia. You know, I've been to Malaysia around 11 years ago. Yeah, see, there you go. Are you Croatian? I would say you look Afghani. You gotta be fucking kidding me, but you know what? That's my mask. That's my mask, because I can always pull the victim card. In Europe. Poland here. I own AK-47. Yo. Hey, listen, man. If you can get me one of those things, like black market, send me a message on Instagram. Ah, fuck. I shouldn't be saying those things. You know, I'd take my shit down for sure. Never mind. I was just kidding. Do not send me a message if you can get me an AK-47. Now this little thing up here, look, I'm not trying to have this much geometry, so we're just gonna dissolve all of these because we don't need them. How's that? Does that mess everything up? No, it's fine. The reason is that I want to create this little iron sight here. Why doesn't it snap? Why doesn't it snap? Oh, because there's no edge there. So why do I see... Where's that line then? What? Oh, that must be my reference image. I get it. Fine. So, to make this little thing right here... because I want to line it with the other side. So let's just join these back here. A new edge down the middle. J. You guys really seem to be liking these gun tutorials. Why? Why though? Is it just because you guys like violence? You like shooting people? Or is it because you're interested in making game assets? Or what is it? Why do you guys like the gun videos so much? What is it with the gun tutorials? Can you set up screencast keys? Oh yeah. Look at that. Yes, I'm black. Honestly, it's too big. What are you talking about? Where are you from, Jamie? I have my dick and I suppose it could be used as a firearm. You know, listen. Mr. Giammi. I wish I could call you the fucking slur right now because of what you said before. The only problem is the stream is going to be taken down. But you know damn well I'm itching. I'm itching to lay the hard R on you. Can't say that. Hey Arian, what's the best way to charge clients? On an hourly rate or on a daily rate? Well, it depends on the situation, but usually you don't want to mention the rates or anything like that. You don't really have to justify necessarily how you deduce your pricing. Rather, you calculate that for yourself based on your own hourly rate or your daily rate, and you tell them this is the price. So, I don't think it makes much of a difference if you do it based on hourly rate or daily rate or whatever. Unless it's a massive project too, where it doesn't really make sense to count it with an hourly rate anymore, but hourly rate will get you pretty far. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Maybe we can leave it because I think it's supposed to be a straight line up here. Yeah, Jamie, I know you're probably lying to me about your skin color, but there's no way I can verify, so it is what it is. Whatever you tell me you are, that is what you are to me. See, but if I make this a straight line, then it starts to look a little bit shitty because then I have to... I mean, I'm really splitting hairs, guys. I admit it. I admit it. Let's go back to what it was before. Shit, I just spit on myself. Can you make Netanyahu on Blender? I'm not making that piece of shit. Where's my music? Hold on. Yeah, I'm still watching. Hey, my friend made this song here. My friend made the song. I don't know if you guys can even hear it. Turn it up a couple of decibels. Pull the square back. I don't know what square you're talking about, but this I will. Hold on. Oh, you're telling me that this is not up to the edge? How am I gonna know that? Okay, yeah, I see. There you go. You're right. So, I guess there's probably like a hole. I don't know how this is attached. Maybe it's a separate object. There's like a hole down here. Who gives a fuck? Let's fill this with a face. We can get rid of these. Fuck all that. And I'll just do this. Fuck it. Aryan, when can we expect that jet fighter? Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I don't know. I got a couple of videos that I got lined up still. But let me write it down because that is a pretty good idea. In fact, jet fighters in general are a pretty good idea. Jet fighter joystick. Or jet fighter or whatever. Aryan is based amongst these woke retards. Which woke retards? Who's woke on my channel? We can't hear shit.
I like that.
Nice song. Does your friend got a SoundCloud? I don't know what he's got. Hold on, let me ask him. Hold on. Yo. I'll ask him and I'll drop it. You're so fluent, I admire that. Thank you, but you don't gotta write it 10 times. Thank you, Thomas. This is supposed to go all the way down. How far up is it supposed to go? I don't know. Something like this. Guys, you must trip on shrooms. 5G minimum. That's some good advice right there. Your first time when you do mushrooms, you gotta hit 5 grams. No, don't ever do that, guys. Do not ever fuck around. Don't ever take psychedelics unless you know what you're doing, because you are gonna get fucked. You're gonna get fucked. Yeah, but guys, listen. When they say being woke, this term doesn't really float around here in Europe. Nobody uses that term. I never heard somebody describe somebody as woke. But what I understand is you use that to describe people who are like... Hold on, let me save my fucking... You use that to describe people who are into the whole trans bullshit. They're into, you know, just like super left liberal shit, you know, hardcore liberal shit. That's who you describe as being woke. Is that right? Do I understand that correctly? What I don't understand is why is it called being woke? Like you're awake, you're aware of what? What are you talking about? Wokest, Aryan is the wokest Blender user, man. You should see what's behind me right now, but I can't show you that. Now here we got some problems going on. No need to be woke unless you're from New York City. Life is not that serious, just go with the flow. I don't know what you mean by that. New York City is a... Man, I was in New York City about 10 years ago. And back then I remember coming there, I was heartbroken because I thought it was gonna be a beautiful place. As shit I saw on TV when I was a kid watching Home Alone or something. The place is a fucking shithole. I thought I was gonna get shot in the head. I thought I was gonna get mugged. There's crackheads everywhere, fucking hobos, and I couldn't fucking believe it. I was totally disappointed. I never felt that unsafe in my life. I was only 15 years old. No, 16 years old. Complete dog hole. Absolutely shocking what happened to that place. And I'm wondering if there's anybody here who is from New York City who would be able to verify or disagree with what I'm saying. Evans a lot of piesma, huh? What do you mean it's the best place to live? The woke. Listen, guys, do you know where the woke thing came from? Let me give you a little hint, alright? And I'll try not to get taken down. You know that once upon a time, in history, there was like a country. There was a country which, at some point, supposedly just went crazy and started a dictatorship. They became very anti-Semitic. Or they were formed on the idea of anti-Semitism, right? And they started burning books and all that shit, and they just started committing a genocide. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but there was such a place, which appeared approximately 100 years ago in Europe. And the books they were burning, they were all about what we know today as the woke thing, right? And they were written mostly by, guess who? Guess who? The authors of those kinds of books were. Somebody say it in the chat for me, so they don't blame me when I say it, so they don't take me down. But somebody can be my spokesman in the chat to give a translation for what I was just saying, because you guys know what I'm talking about. So my point is that the woke thing that we know today, it came from a particular group. A particular group. Now we can't make fun of that group because 271,000 of them, you know. So we're not allowed to say these things, but they all came from the same place. All these ideas, all these perverted things that they push onto children and they push onto vulnerable people, so that if you feel uncomfortable in your own body for whatever reason, as everybody does when they're a teenager, you're insecure about a bunch of different things, you're starting to develop sexual tendencies and all this shit, you start biting from the fruit of sexuality. Okay? And of course, you start questioning these weird feelings that you're getting. You're starting to hit puberty. So what they do is they start to take advantage of you by telling you, okay, so these things that you're feeling, it's not that you're becoming an adult and you're starting to doubt yourself and your value on the sexual marketplace as you should as an adult trying to compete for a partner. It's that you belong to the opposite gender. Maybe you should change your gender. And they sell you this story, and they fuck with your little mind, your little child mind, until they pollute it to the point where you start to do some horrible things to yourself. And this is how they bring forth the decline of our beautiful civilization, because people fell for it. People didn't realize it. And this started all the way from the formation of the European Union. No, they told me in school, they told me that the reason the European Union was formed, this is what they told me, like in history class, I shit you not, I'm not making this up. They told me, this is what the teacher said in class, that the reason the European Union was formed was to make sure that something like, you know, the 271k thing never happens again. That was the main idea. You believe that shit? That's fucking crazy. Hold on, let me be a little bit more present here. That was the whole idea. So that shows you who is in charge of everything going on in Europe today. And then they're talking about how they voted for ending migration or whatever, or re-immigration, or whatever the fuck, you know, sending them back, deporting them all. That is the biggest joke I ever heard in my life. What a crock of shit. All of a sudden they care about, the European elite cares about the Europeans. The European elite is all bought and sold to God's chosen people. There's only one way to deal with those problems. You know what they did in France? What was it, 1718? Thomas Cullen, is that right? Thomas, if you're still with us. When did that thing go down in Spain where, let's just say, violence broke out because people were unhappy with the leadership? It has to do with Louis XIV and all that. They started chopping everybody's heads off, alright? When was that? The French Revolution. That was in 1718 or so, wasn't it? They're coming to get you now. They're not coming to get me. You know, in Poland, you go to prison for denying the H, the big H. You know, the big 271K. You get 3 years in prison for denying it. You know, because that's where the camps are. And then in Denmark, I was curious. When I was in Denmark last time, there is this synagogue. And you know, guys, I don't know if you guys are from Europe, but anytime you see a synagogue in Europe, it is always protected by armed guards. It's always police with automatic weapons protecting the place. In Copenhagen, near Nordport, there's one in the back. There's always cops there, decked out. They got the fucking, I don't know what guns they got, but it's an automatic weapon anyway. And there's two of them, and there's a cop car. So I came up to one of the cops. I was passing by there. I came up to the guy, and I asked him if he knows if it is illegal to deny the big H in Denmark. And he looked at me like I'm crazy. He's like, no, what the fuck? It's not illegal. He looked at me like, why on earth would you even think of such a question? But he was very nice. He was very polite. So in Denmark you can do it, but in Poland you gotta watch your mouth. What are we gonna do about this thing? This is where things get a little bit more complicated. Hey guys, hold on, let me show you my what I did with my Aston Martin DBS. I'm doing this when I get time. From time to time I work on this a little bit to put out new episodes on Patreon. But this is the DBS. Let me show you the lights in the back. Check out the lights that I put together. I made them real fucking detailed. Okay. So if you take this thing out, this is what it looks like. It's based on reality. So this is what I'm doing for a full car modeling course on Patreon right now. And then when I finish it, I'm gonna take it off Patreon. So on Patreon it's like it's like early access sort of thing. I'm gonna take the thing down, and it's gonna be a separate thing. And then maybe we start another one. Maybe we start doing the well, I'm thinking after the Aston is finished, I might do a Formula 1 car. But of course, first we still gotta do the interior for the Aston Martin as well. Go back to the Glock. I also do Q&As and shit on Patreon, so if you guys are struggling with something, if you need some help, if you need some advice, you can reach out to me there. First time catching you live. Aryan, where are you from? So look, notice how, we gotta talk about this for a minute. Or let me look at the chat real quick before we continue. So we were talking about God's chosen people, okay. I don't want to go back to that right now. Which Glock are you modeling? I think it's a 17, because that's what the picture said. I don't know the difference. New York City, we're talking about New York City. How do you feel safe if you're 7 feet tall? How do you feel unsafe if you're 7 feet tall and can bench like 200 kilos? I don't know who you're talking to, because I'm not 7 feet tall and I don't bench 200 kilos. But let's say you're 7 feet tall and 200 kilos bench. Okay, me and Benza come up to you tonight. Okay, and I'm what, 5'11", he's, I don't know, 6'1", 6'2". I'm 85 kilos. He is like, what, 80 or something. We're half your size. But we both got pencils in our hands. And we stabbed the shit out of you 257 times. And we walk away. It's on CCTV. Okay, we go do life in prison. But what's your 7 feet gonna do when you get stabbed? So that doesn't really make much of a difference at the end of the day. Let alone if I pull out a Glock, right? So if I was 7 feet tall and 200 kilos bench, I would feel unsafe, very much so. Because what am I gonna do when 3 dudes come out with spears? That's what they do in Europe. They were swinging machetes in fucking London, swinging machetes on the street like a madman. That's what they do. These animals only speak one language. Denmark use MP5s. Yeah, I guess so. Why are people from your country generally based, for lack of a better word? I don't know how you figured that out, because I don't know where else you saw a Croatian person talking about the thing that I'm talking about here. But if you don't know, Croatia used to be a fascist country. So we had something called NDH around the time of Big Uncle H, right? We were a fascist country, we were allies of Germany at the time. So our views were very much aligned back then. And that's why today, if you go to Croatia, a lot of people still think this way. A lot of people still, they still have the symbolism in their house. They still, they're very much still in the same, on the same frequency, so to speak. Not all of them. You got a lot of liberals here too, but not nearly as many. People here are pretty old school. So we have this shape here. And if you look at the side profile, maybe we should start from the front. Not the side profile, I meant the cross section. I think the width here is supposed to be a little bit greater than on the slider thing. Excuse me. No, maybe it's the same. No, it's definitely out, because over here we're supposed to take this edge. By the way, I think we made this bevel a little bit too wide, but we can always fix that. We take this edge. We can duplicate that. And now we're going to use that to create this little piece. Now give me a minute. Because this is supposed to go inwards. But you see, when we move that inwards, we get this twisted face, and naturally we have to either pull this backwards or push it inwards as well. So which is it gonna be, right? Clearly the thickness here is consistent, so I'm thinking we should push it backwards. Or maybe, yeah, I think we should push it backwards. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna break 30 countries on this next upcoming trip. Am I? 1, 2, 3. 3 new countries I'm going to. I won't break 30 yet. Because I think I'm at 26 right now. Opinion on the Iran war? Look at Benzo with the $1 million question. Have you ever made a bonfire in the backyard and kept jumping over it with balls naked? If you've never done that, you're not a man. What the fuck else is there to do? Tell me, guys. At the end of the day, okay, you got the Lambo, okay, you got the Ferrari, okay, you got the penthouse, alright? You got the Rolex and you got whatever you wanted, you got the $1 million in the bank. You're famous, whatever. You made it. In the American way, you made it. Okay? But now what? What are you gonna do? At the end of the day, what are you gonna do? Sit there and drive around in your Lambo all day? No. Get your dick sucked by a prostitute all day long? Probably not. At the end of the day, you're gonna find that the only thing worth doing in this life is making that fucking bonfire with your friends, getting fucking hammered, getting fucking cabbaged in the backyard, listening to music, and jumping over the fire balls naked, as Benza said. What else is there to do? Tell me, please. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm foolish. Maybe I misunderstood the meaning of life. Maybe it really is you need another Rolex. Okay, now this is where things get a little bit problematic. Because, well, this is supposed to be bigger. How much bigger? Iran war? Listen, man, you already know my opinion on the Iran war. Oh, greetings from Belarus. Look at that. Hey, I just saw your main man Lukashenko went down to North Korea and he pulled up with an assault rifle. That's what I'm talking about. Those guys are gangster. Kim Jong-un is one of my favorite politicians. The guy is a straight G. He does not give a fuck. He doesn't take shit from anybody. He did not sell his ass. He's not fucking kids. I bet you Lukashenko is not fucking kids either. But the news here in Croatia, the news will say, oh, the two dictators have met. I saw this on the news the other day when they were talking about it. Oh, the two dictators met up in North Korea. Dictators. Okay. That's what you want me to think, right? But they're not fucking kids, are they? Guess who's fucking kids? The people who label these two guys as dictators, they're fucking kids. They're eating kids. They're boiling kids in piss and shit. And by the way, guess which book that idea comes from? Brate, what do you think about Bosna, Serbia, или Albania? What's the question? They're all Balkan countries. They're right in my neighborhood. What exactly are you asking me? No, okay, so this is supposed to be straight down. I've been to all three of those countries. As a matter of fact, I lived in Serbia. Wait, I haven't heard your Iran war take before. Okay, so let's talk about the mainstream narrative. The mainstream narrative, which I don't follow this. I don't associate myself with people who in any way fall into the mainstream views, because for me those people are just like I got nothing to talk to those people about. But I believe the mainstream narrative is that Iran is like a terrorist Islamic radical regime, and they sponsor terrorism around the world. Okay, and they're responsible for great evil, and that's why the savior, Uncle Sam, America, they have to go in there and take down the regime, right? They have to go in there and save the world and save the Iranian people from the regime, which is oppressing them for many years now. That's what they tell you. And of course, Americans hear this and like, yeah, we're the saviors of this world. We're the Americans. We're the most powerful. We're gonna help you all. So we hate Islam, so we're gonna step in and we're gonna save you all. Of course, our friends, the Jews down there, they're suffering greatly over there because, well, they're a Western value country, a country with Western values, which is the last frontier right before the Muslim hell, as the Americans describe it, right? So we have to go down there and sort the situation out and make the world a better place, because we Americans, we care very much about making the world a better place. That is our job. We are the most virtuous. We are the saviors of this world. That is the story, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. That is the story that the news are gonna tell you here in the West, right? And we're gonna continue from there once somebody verifies. See, this is one of those things, guys, which is gonna be really painful to model. Ajde u kurac. I'm thinking... Oh, that's a good beat. Check this out. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I like the bass line on that. I turned it up a little. Tell me if it's too loud, because I don't hear what you guys hear. Yeah, USA saved 140 girls from a school, right? We're supposed to extrude this straight down until this cut. And by the way, that cut is supposed to go a little bit further back. We fucked up here a little bit, but whatever. I think maybe we want to make this part a little bit... We want to push that a little bit further to the front, which is going to be tricky. Say we want to get rid of this bevel because I want to make this thing wider. Here's what we're going to do. 700 IQ trick. You guys, you're only going to hear this type of shit in the Masterclass course. Nobody else talks about this shit because it doesn't get any views, it doesn't get any clicks. Nobody wants to hear about these little tools. Everybody wants to hear about the fucking add-on and the new update. Fuck that shit. This is what you need, okay? Watch this. We want to go back to having a sharp edge here, not the bevel. But how do we do that? So this is a semicircle. Okay, this is exactly half a circle. We created that from a circle with 64 edges, I believe, right? We cut that fucker in half. Now we got 32 edges here. Great. So, if we place the cursor in the middle, we can take any edge from here, which has an edge in the back. Not this one up here, because it's got no edge. But this one. We take the vertex from the bottom, we extrude that up from the 3D cursor. And then we place the cursor up here. And we extrude the other one. Wait, we need to turn on this lips bullshit, auto merge vertices, split edges and faces, extrude that out until we get an intersection. Okay, this is where the original edge was before we beveled it, wasn't it? Right? And now, well, I guess we can clear this area. We can clear the entire thing. Alright, we should have done this at the bottom because it would have been easier, but it doesn't matter. Let's start with... well, we can bring it, because I want to use a spin tool, so I should have done this at the bottom. There's a certain number of degrees by which I would have to rotate this to bring it down to the bottom. And that, if you want to calculate that, Okay, we can do an easier number here because it's 16 edges to a quarter. 16 edges to a quarter. So this is gonna be 1/16. So if we rotate this by 1/16 of 360, 360 divided by 16, that should be perfectly lined with the middle up here. It isn't. What? What? Hold on. 360. So we rotate this by 360. That's a full circle. Divided by 64. Multiplied by 4, right? We multiply this by, hold on. 360 divided by 64 multiplied by 4. What? No, we fucked up. Ajde u kurac krasni. $16, 360 divided by 16, it should be exactly in the middle. Why isn't it? What did we fuck up? Is the cursor not in the right place or what? You know what? How about this? Give me the... Give me the auto merge thing again, and we're gonna try this one more time from the side. Okay, cursor is in the middle. Alt E. Is this straight? No, it isn't. It's because of the bevel. I bet I know why it is. Whatever. Anyway, let's do the middle one. Alt E spin. It's gonna be 180, or well, minus 180 probably. Minus 180, and we want 32 steps. It'll be close enough. I'm a little bit autistic, so these kind of things need to be fucking exact. Otherwise, it ruins my day. Right, you see, now you can see an edge here, which might fuck with our shading later on, but whatever. See, look, how did we fuck that up? What is that shit song? Let me change that real quick. Hey, this is the song that we listened to last time we made a bonfire. And we were to im neću pričat, benza djeca me gledaju, jebi ga, neću im pričat o tripovanju i o tim glupostima, o gljivama i to. Where are you from? You know, there's some questions, no matter how many times I answer them, they just keep coming up. Every day I can answer the same question. Same questions keep coming up. Maybe we should do it the other way. Something's definitely not right. Because now I'm afraid to push this forwards. Oh man, we fucked up good. I just made myself look stupid. Because this was supposed to work perfectly, but look, it's not even symmetrical. We fucked up good somewhere. Look. You gotta be... Can you make your face cam smaller? I can't see shit. Aryan might have OSD. I think you meant OCD. Unk shit talking behind your back. Which Unk? Have you ever visited Italy? Well, I wouldn't say I visited. I've been to the airport. I went to Trieste and Venice. But I just went to the airport. That's when I flew to Malaysia. And then also the second time when I flew to New York. I think that was out of Trieste. I went through New York. I went from Trieste to Paris. Paris, New York. And then when I was coming back, you know what happened? No, this was before I came back. While I was in New York City, it was November 9th, 2015. So I was 15. I wasn't 16 yet. But that's when the thing happened with Charlie Hebdo in Paris, when they shot the fucking newspapers up. And the airport got shot up or something. They took down one of the planes, or they were somebody shot an RPG at a fucking airplane at Paris airport. And this was like, I think maybe one day before I landed back in Paris, or something like that. My parents were back at home. They were shitting their pants. And there was another plane coming on the same route. I think it was also Paris, New York, or New York, Paris. Maybe the flight before mine. And there was like a bomb threat. They had to do an emergency landing somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic on some island or something. I don't know what the situation was. I had no idea until I came back and they told me shit went down out here in Europe. Alright guys, so we got a big fucking problem on our hands. I'm thinking maybe we can do the following. Because if this is not straight, then we're fucked. This should be a straight line, which means if we get rid of this one, there should be a point where if we extrude these vertices, they're gonna meet in like a cone. Okay, here. So hopefully if we extrude another vertex from here, it will go through the exact same point. It seems to. Okay. And that's good. Because maybe that way we can just take like this. What? What the fuck? What's not straight? You gotta be kidding me. Just gonna lose my fucking mind over this program. Fuck Blender, guys. Fuck Blender and fuck 3D modeling. Were you ever in Switzerland? No, I wasn't. What's your favorite Flash game? I don't know what that means. Flash game. You are not that toxic on live though. What do you mean toxic? When am I toxic? Vibing Creator calls me a weirdo. Fuck you, Vibing Creator. We all make mistakes, it's okay. I get weird about precision too. Can't eyeball anything where I feel like it will come back to bite me. Yeah, it's because I'll tell you what it is. When you sit on the computer all day, like me, doing this shit, you develop. I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum because of this. I got some weird shit, guys. I got some weird things which I really think. I spoke to ChatGPT and I convinced him that I was autistic. I told him the truth. I told him like, hey, I think I'm autistic. I have this and this and this. These weird behavior patterns. I'm pretty sure I'm autistic, right? Now I know that he is programmed in a way that he wants to you know, the small hat people told him that he has to convince everybody that they're mentally ill and they need medication or something so that they wouldn't possibly consider themselves to be a normal, healthy human being. So I don't think I'm actually on the spectrum, but I do have some spectrum-like behavior, that's for sure. Okay. So, I'm gonna keep it simple. I had enough of this shit. What do you guys think about this kind of music? I'm curious if anybody knows who created this song. Because this artist right here in particular, I'll tell you who it is. I just want to see if anybody recognizes it. This artist here in particular, and this kind of music to me is excellent for focusing on something like 3D modeling. They're very long songs. They're simple. It's minimal techno. They're not too hard. So you have a lot of time to focus. Because if it's like a 3-minute song, you can't focus with that. Just when you get in the zone, you gotta change the song. Maybe I'll just redo this whole thing later on. Maybe I should do it now. Because this will be quite an important thing. Because the shape of this cut up here dictates the width of this thing down here, which controls... Well, not really. It doesn't really affect the shape of what's happening down here. So maybe we can do that later, because I don't want to repeat myself on live stream. I don't want to do the same shit 3 times. If I can move on to the next feature, I would prefer to do that. So let's just say that we got something like this going on. And well, look at this shape. We want to lift this up. And I'm not doing this for Glock to 3D print it or nothing like that. I'm doing this so it's like a game asset, right? So at this point we start going inwards. We start going inwards, and then this is where we have this really weird shape, which is what happens when you have a shape at the bottom that is shaped like a beveled semicircle, and then you use a boolean created by a shape, or the object in the boolean modifier, the one that you use to cut the cutting object. Play DJ Melon Neck Hurts. Hey guys, is that gonna get me taken down? I wanna play it. It's a great song, but I don't know, because it's not the fucking, it's not what it sounds like. So I think I should be okay. They post it on Instagram all the time. It's the kind of music a lot of people are making with AI. No, this ain't AI, it's Boris Brejcha. He's an OG. You know AI. Nobody leaving until it's done, okay. We can sit here all night, guys. What do we do here? DJ Miller Neck Hurts? Okay, fine, I'll do it. See, me and Benza, every time we drive around town, when we drive around town on like a weekend or something, we'll roll down the windows and this is a song that we play. This is the song that we play. Where's the version that I'm looking for? I think it's this one. Yeah. Neck Hurts is the name of the song. If I get taken down, guys, you know what it is. Can you hear it? Is he streaming on another platform? No, I'm not. Now look, down here, the problem is that this is at the beginning of a bevel. We gotta do it. We can't go without fixing the issue that I was talking about before. Get rid of this. I got insulted by Aryan on the stream. Hey, you insulted me. I harbor no hatred for you. I don't even know who you are. As far as I know, you guys are all bots. What the fuck do I know? Maybe it's the small hat people making me think, making me believe that I'm somehow this, you know, this known Blender guy. But really, they're just bots fucking with me. Maybe it's like the whole, it's all part of a psyop. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, welcome, Mr. Dorian. I'm thinking that maybe my bevel here is also a little bit too large. Nah, that's fine. So, circle, 64 vertices. Yeah, listen, somebody's Mossad. They're somewhere. I'd be willing to wager that at some point in my life I shook hands with somebody who I thought was just a regular guy, and the guy was Mossad, and I had no idea. I can watch Anime Guru tutorial, or I can watch Base Giga Chat tutorial. Yeah, guys, listen, nobody does it like we do it over here. So you gotta subscribe to the fucking channel. You gotta subscribe to the fucking channel. You gotta follow me on Instagram. Because I don't think I'm big enough for them to sweep me off the map in one move. Maybe they take down my YouTube or something because I'm saying a lot of crazy shit and I'm playing the right kind of music. But they're not gonna take me down in one sweep. I'm not that famous. Nobody knows who the fuck I am. I think the small hat people don't know about me. So make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you follow me on Instagram, also on Patreon, because I doubt they're gonna take that down. They might, who knows. And also make sure you check out the Blender Masterclass course in the description, guys. I don't monetize this shit exactly because I want to be able to talk to you guys, to have a real conversation, play some real music. I'm not trying to censor this or nothing. A little bit, you know, I won't drop the hard R. I won't say, I can't say that the, you know, the big 271,000 thing didn't happen because they took down my stream last time I said that. But I think, I don't even need to say it. I think you guys, I think it goes without saying. It's a great song. Make this a little bit bigger, like this. Is this too wide? Is this shape here too wide? I think it probably is. Let's try doing it this way. me do my mirror modifier. Kaisad. One of my favorite podcasts nowadays is Jake Shields. Jake Shields Fight Back podcast. And he had Paul Miller on there after the fight. Those two guys, I think, are American heroes. No joke. I'm not trying to be ironic or something like that. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be funny or edgy. I think those two guys are American heroes. And they're trying to save your nation from certain downfall. But of course, most people can't handle that. They can't handle that level of political incorrectness, let's say. But what else can you do at this point? In fact, I would argue, compared to the things that they're saying, and they're considered to be the highest radicalists that there are, I would even go a step beyond that. But that's territory that we cannot talk about. Shields is a sell-off. What do you mean by that? And I don't know who Richard Gage is. Shields is a sell-off, he's saying. Paul Miller, GOAT. Yeah, of course Benza knows. Of course Benza knows what song is playing. He knows everything. Yeah. Yeah, Patreon is also owned by God's chosen people, so... But see, my shape is not right. Because, look... You have this curve, then it goes inwards, and then at some point it becomes straight. It's straight. That's when we can start making it go down. Hold on a second. What's your opinion on Trump? I know that Trump is no fool. I know that Trump is an intelligent guy. But I know that the big Yahoo owns him. So anything that you hear him say today, it's not, he doesn't decide what America does. Are you crazy? He has no decision-making abilities. He is completely owned by the Israel lobby. He is just a front man. He never wanted to start wars. He has no interest in such things. He knows that it's obviously a bad fucking idea. Now, okay, he's a pedo? I don't know. Because I know I saw him in the pictures with Epstein and all that, but does that prove that he was fucking kids? I don't know. Does it? I don't know if he's a pedo. But to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about Trump, man. I don't give a fuck. It's not my world. It's not my family. I really don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. I read his books, I don't know, a couple of years back. I read his books, a couple of his books. The Art of the Deal. They were great books. The guy is definitely a smart business mind. I think to deny that would be foolish. I think that's plain obvious. Is he a good guy? I'm not saying he's a good guy, because, well, you can see what he's doing. You can see what he's participating in, what he's involved in, what kind of people he's moving with. But I can't judge. Who am I to judge? I don't know him. I don't know nothing. I don't know what's really going on. I don't know if I don't know that he wants to do the things that he's been made to do. I somehow seriously doubt that. I think that he was hoping to do something about the fact that America is basically occupied by a foreign country, completely sold, controlled like a whore by a different country. I think they really thought he might be able to do something about that, but really they own him, and he realized there's no fucking chance. That's somehow the impression that I get. I think I get a feeling that he tried to sort of play along and pretend like he's on their side with the puppet masters, you know. So he would go along with them to make him think that he's one of them, to pretend like he's one of them, so they let him in, so to speak, and then somehow try to dismantle that shit from the inside. But it's not working. What can one man do? Not my world, man. I don't know what to tell you. Now the only problem is that this bevel here is too wide. Trump is a pedophile, and in the Epstein files there are witness accounts and testimonies to prove it. I didn't read the Epstein files, so I don't know. Maybe. If Trump doesn't do Blender, who cares? It's a very high cortisol thing to think about. Yeah, that is true. It is fucking dirty. It is vile, the world that we live in. I believe Epstein did have dual citizenship. Well, Epstein was he was one of these. If you know what I mean. I think that goes without saying. I think everybody knows that. Loop cut it. No, this thing is I can't loop cut it because then it's gonna make this part shorter as well. I gotta fundamentally change the shape. One thing I could do is make this circle bigger. What happens then? Now that's a little bit smaller. And it might actually work. Hold on, let's do that one more time. Mess around with that too much, because if I scale it up on the x-axis, yeah, it gets wider, but it also greatly changes the shape here. You know what? I need a picture of the front. I need a front view picture. But also, look, I think this part becomes flat. Or does it? It's hard to tell. Let me go pee. You guys enjoy the music, and then we'll find a different reference image so we can look at the front so we can see what's going on there. I'll be right back. I'm back. Somebody asked me if I was drinking beer. No, I'm not drinking beer today. Today I'm sober. To show you that I'm not an alcoholic. The camera is blocking my view. I can't see what you're doing. Here, look, I'll make it a little bit. I'll make it a little smaller. There we go. Thank you. Guys spamming slurs while he's gone. Who's spamming slurs? Oh, you're never mind. Where are the peanuts and milk? No peanuts and milk this time. Because I'm not bulking right now. I cut down to 85. Because at 92 kilos, I am strong as fuck. I was 92 kilos. I'm strong as fuck. I was deadlifting. I think I could do 210 kilos at that weight. So that's well over 2 times body weight. I could squat about 170 kilos. Bench press I'd stopped doing because I fucked up my shoulder. Yeah, I said that we would find a different picture. But yeah, at 92 kilos, I start getting a little chubby. I start getting a little too fluffy for my liking. And plus, I train mostly for boxing nowadays, so I want to be able to perform in the ring. At 85, 86, maybe 87 kilos is a much better weight for me for that. I can move much better. My cardio is better. My strength is still good enough. Because, you know, deadlifting 190 kilos or deadlifting 210 kilos in the ring, that doesn't make any difference. Glock barrel. Is the webcam too big, guys? You want me to lower it? Hold on. Let's cheat a little bit. Wait. Hold on, I'm coming back. I made it so small that I can't even grab it anymore. So we're gonna do a little bit of cheating. Check this out. Give me Sketchfab. Glock. Glock. Which one do we go with? Glock. Yeah, but none of these guys got it right, probably. Glock 17. Yeah, this doesn't even have that bevel thing in the front. What did he do? Okay, he did something. Weapons should be serious. Ah, is that it? No, it isn't. You see the shape of this is not like a semicircle. Glock website. Alright, make a gym YouTube channel. You know, Thomas Collin told me I should do that the other day. But there's so many gym content creators that I don't see the point, and what can I teach you? I'm not... Listen, you got 17-year-olds benching 200 fucking kilos. What am I gonna tell you? I'm not that ripped. I don't train for fucking, you know... I can't put nothing new to the table when it comes to the gym, right? But what I do think maybe I would enjoy doing more would be to help some of you fucking guys. You know, I bet you there's guys right here, right now, who are grown men who never touched a woman before, watching these 3D tutorials, and they need help. There's a lot of guys here who spend all day on the fucking computer, all day at home, and it's like you're an adult, but you haven't developed into a man yet, and you know this in your heart. You know this when you walk around outside in the streets. You feel it in your soul. And I know what that feels like. It's a very painful feeling. And a big part of the solution to that problem is the gym. But there's much more to it than just the gym. Aryan helped me get a hijabi girlfriend. No, they're not for you. Because you are vile. Hijabi girlfriends are too clean for you. They're too pure for you. You're a vile savage, my friend. What the fuck? Why, in God's name, is this not straight anymore? Look at that. Stop the Andrew Tate shit. See, this is exactly the kind of guy that I'm talking about. Because the only time you ever heard somebody say this is Andrew Tate. That tells me a lot about what kind of a guy you are. Your reference looks so much like a semicircle. I got my airsoft Glock in hand. It's more like a rectangular and beveled edge. Okay, so like it's like the one on the Sketchfab, right? Let's see. Glock 17, I suppose. It doesn't make too much of a difference anyway. Glock 17 shooting in Prague. Speak of the devil. Look at this one. See, that checks out now. That makes sense. Because the bevel here, I assume that it's gonna be like a circle which matches the curvature of this barrel. But it's a smaller bevel. So that means that we have to do something like let's try this. We put a loop cut. Let's get rid of this. We do a loop cut here. And we scale that down to, let's say, I guess something like this will do. Of course, we want to do the same thing on the other side. Half new stream per week. I don't really have a schedule. I just sometimes I feel like streaming, so I do a live stream. See, now this might get us a little bit closer to where we want to be. Aha. Yeah, we're getting there. I think maybe we want to make it a little bit smaller still. Let's try this. Uh-oh. Did you guys ever see a dead body? Alright, you know what? I think we're more or less there. We're more or less there. So now let's apply this. Or maybe let's duplicate them first so we have a backup. It's something like this. And how do I know? It's because of this image, which I just pulled off of Google. Look at it. Except now the problem is, well, we gotta do something about the Boolean cleanup. Several times. Okay, tell me the stories. What happened? What happened? Where did you see the corpse? Guess we should just dissolve these. And now I don't want to change the position of this one because that's gonna change. Because that's gonna change the shape of my entire bevel in the back. Look at that. We want to move these, but not too much. See, this is a little bit fucked up. So maybe what we should do is undo a few steps again to before we applied our Boolean. And now we can rethink things just a little bit, so we try to make it so the geometry here is a little bit closer to being aligned with the geometry underneath. So maybe if we can shift this one here and shift all of the inwards a little bit. Let's scale it down another little bit further. And now, this was very close. It's pretty close. That's pretty close too. That's pretty close. And that's pretty close. And that's real close. I think we'll be okay now. Wait, are they, is everything straight? You know, it's amazing. When you would say these kind of things that we talked about here before, if you would say this 5 years ago, you'd be fucking crazy. You'd be an outcast. But now it's everybody agrees. You would think that me talking about God's chosen people or whatever is gonna make everybody just piss people off, make everybody, I don't know, report me and call me a scumbag, and nobody would want to watch it. But everybody agrees. In fact, that's why most people are here. Isn't that crazy? And let me tell you something else, guys. That is by design. They want that to happen. They want that to happen. But yeah, where were we? Dead bodies. Homeless guy got stabbed. Got picked up by the police. Guys, I think somebody's hanging there. Motorway, suicide. Saw it before the police got there. Not a pretty sight. Yeah, right? Head twisted 360 at bottom of a 3-story parking lot. Structure on college campus. Fucking nuts, right? Now this is jagged, and that is not good. Maybe the problem is that we got too many. We can get rid of this one. We can only get rid of every other, and still keep a reasonably nice looking shape. Looks like it'll work. Ooh, yeah, botte. Look, we go from this to this. That's fucking perfect. That is fucking gorgeous. Yeah. The only way to protect your channel is to play Hawa Nagila. I don't want to listen to that shit right now. No, you know what? I'll show you Hawa Nagila. Maybe you're right. Yeah, goodbye. I wanted to make a little animation for this song. Little animation. But I didn't have time for it. Maybe I'll get back to it. Post it on my Instagram, make like an anamorphic screen. Have you guys heard this before? If you haven't, you've been missing out. I don't know where you've been. Okay, now we're getting there. So now we can go to, in fact, now this is even a little bit too wide. Are you gonna 3D print this and what, go to prison? Still not enough. So it's supposed to be something like this, right? We're supposed to push it a little further to the front. Maybe, nah, it's fine. And now we have to take this edge from down here. AI. We gotta take this edge from down here. Lower it. Okay, I'm looking at this part. And then this is where things get difficult. So let's pretend we don't have this cut here. If we don't have that cut, do we have a drawing tool in this fucking program? No, we don't. Let me ask you guys a question. When I take a screenshot like this, I'm drawing something now with a screenshot, but the screenshot thing freezes the screen. So I don't know if you guys can see my drawing. Can you see what I'm drawing? on the fucking... Can you see what I'm drawing on the screen over the Glock? Because if you can see it, then I can draw it for you. You can see it. Okay, great. There was a drawing tool right above it. Where? Draw. Yeah, there you go. You're right. That's great. So down here, it seems to be like, first of all, it's a straight line, then it goes back, then it goes down, right? So the side profile would be something like the side profile would be like this. Goes down, goes back like this, and then backwards even more, and just a little bit down. But the problem is that we have this shape here. Have you guys ever listened to the lyrics of this song, by the way? If you haven't, the song's name is called, Happy Nation. Happy Nation, Ace of Base. I want you to look up the lyrics of that song. I have a feeling you guys might like it. Right, so it's supposed to be something like this, it seems to me. Maybe at some point we just get this. This is gonna be tricky. Let me try to visualize this in 3D. So we have something like this going on. Of course, only half of that. So we're gonna cut half of it. And then here, on the side, we go straight down. A knife cut that goes straight down. Okay. And then it goes inwards a little bit. To, let's say, around here somewhere. Does that look right to you? And then further down. Look at that, perfect. Almost. So this is what I see when I look at that shape. And then of course this is extruded backwards. And this is where we get this little shape, right? Now, what I did is wrong because it's supposed to be more like... The cut is supposed to be more like... if you look at it from the front, it'll look like this. I guess that's for attachments. You can put a flashlight on there, a laser. A man will die, but not his ideas. Oh yeah, Fai's 3D visuals. You remember that one, don't you? Wait, no, we don't want this song. Although it is a good song, but it's not suitable. Here's a nice little song. I think this is from the Archviz. Yeah, almost just got yourself taken down there, boss. I don't know what you're talking about. So the question is, look at this thing here. This is a really fucked up shape. I got an idea. I'm thinking so I'll do this last cut. Hold on. épicas. It is roughly like this. This goes down. This goes down to say around here somewhere. Then it goes back, but I think the angle should be the same on the top and the bottom. Okay, so let's say we want to take this one, invert it. This is the angle that we're going for. Roughly. More or less. Fine. Good enough. Okay. And then this part gets extruded out a little bit. This part gets extruded outwards. You know, guys, nah, never mind. I'll pass on that thought. Aryan, I follow you from Egypt. I aspire to help others like you one day, but in my mother tongue. For those who can't understand English, that's great. What is mother tongue in Egypt? What is the native language in Egypt? I imagine there's multiple. Is it Arabic? Arabic is the main language. Okay. Hey, did you see what they found under the pyramids? What does Aryan stand for? That's my name. Now the problem is that at some point, well, the problem. I don't know if it's a problem. But certainly it is a little. It's something that adds complexity to the situation. You guys have any idea? Let me explain something to you. When I was making this car, as I'm working on this car, what you guys see on the Patreon when you see the tutorials is just me working on this vehicle, and I already know all the answers, right? That's what you see in the videos, but I'm the first to admit it, that a lot of times when I'm doing something, like the same shit you see going on with the pistol right now, I'm doing something, for example, the diffuser. I had a whole episode about the diffuser. I think that shit took me, I think it was 2 episodes for the diffuser, and it was like an hour and a half of footage in total, edited, for the diffuser part. Can you imagine how much time it took me to make that shit, so I can figure it out, how to do it properly before I can record it and turn it into a video? It took me probably at least 5 hours. Same thing for this piece up here. Same thing for the side view mirror. Okay, especially this part underneath. The hood was not that difficult. Hold on, the song is a little gay for the current situation. Let me change that real quick. Give me a hot since 82. That shit's gonna get me taken down. So a lot of times when I do something, it takes me fucking hours to figure out how to do it properly before I can turn it into content which is worth watching, because then I can show you how to do it right. That's just the name of the game. There's no avoiding that. Let me flex my diffuser to you a little bit. That's what the diffuser looks like. Turn on the wireframe. And now the next couple of episodes. Right now I think we got 26 episodes up on Patreon. And then the next couple of episodes I'm gonna do this, start doing the wheels, the rims, and then we're gonna start closing this. I don't think I will even make videos about the roof because it's gonna be basically the same shit that we've already been doing on the rest of the body. It's very simple. We'll have to do the headlights. That's gonna be some really hardcore modeling because headlights are one of the most complicated parts of a car. And we're gonna wrap it up into a full course, and I'm gonna take it off Patreon once it's finished. And I'm still thinking of a price for that course, but it ain't gonna be low because modeling this thing and explaining every step of the process is fucking brutal, guys. I lost my mind. You should see. I probably lost hair because of that fucking model. So down here at the bottom, I should probably get a picture of that, but I guess it's this has to be a semicircle down here, right? I think it's not Glock, so what is it? The more you fuck around, the more you know about. So we gotta push this down a little bit, we gotta send this back. What did we do with the surface we had before? We got rid of it. The question is, you know what, let's do this thing first, the inner shape, so we don't get lost along the way. We're going to use these vertices from out here. I think that width should do, just a little bit more narrow. Down to here. We can't see that. Well, we can. Down to here. I think this is, in fact, supposed to be much wider than it currently is. Because this is supposed to be a semicircle. But it is supposed to go all the way up to the top here. And it's supposed to start down here. So, this halfway point should be as long as this. That might be a little bit too thick, which means we have to adjust the thickness. That would be way too thick, I believe. But a little bit thicker it definitely needs to be. Let's do the mirror one more time. What did you think about that last song, guys? It's called The Eye of the Storm. This one I don't know what this is. Why don't you get a front view ref? I don't feel like looking for it. There we go. I think that'll do. Would you ever enable YouTube members and upload similar videos here as I forget about Patreon? Have a couple subscriptions and forget about it. Yeah, I know recently YouTube was pushing me to do the whole members thing. They told me, hey, set up the membership, and I was like, okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, membership, whatever. And they said, yeah, okay, you're approved. And I don't know what the fuck happens now. Maybe, how about this? This is what I'm thinking. Maybe if I can post all the videos that I post on Patreon on the YouTube members thing as well. That's probably a good idea, because you're right, who the fuck knows about Patreon? Who the fuck uses that anyway? Everybody's here on YouTube. What do we gotta go to another website for? It's good you pointed that out. So now I guess we can take this and extrude it backwards. Maybe that's a couple vertices too many, but whatever. So now this is where we start the cut. It's at the middle of the cut, more or less, I suppose. I think maybe it'd be a good idea to just do that with a boolean. Oh, we fucked up. Because we're gonna push this inwards a little bit. Well, it's a hell of a song. And then we have to push this in about that far or something, right? Which means we also have to push this backwards. The holy, huh? Iran, which is a very good drink in Turkey. Yeah, I went to Turkey not long ago. I went to Istanbul. I love that place. It's really cool. I'd love to go back. And I did drink Iran. Man, I lived in Copenhagen for 3 years. I know what Iran is. There's more Turkish people there than Danish people. What the fuck? Okay, so this part is pretty much a straight line, which means we gotta have this weird twisted shape. Okay, fine by me. Do I give a fuck? And then it's at the middle. Yeah, okay, so the middle of this circle would be around here somewhere, which means we place the cursor here. We take this geometry, Shift D, we scale it up a little. Are you on Patreon? Do you teach Blender to beginners, or are the tips and tricks for someone a bit more advanced? So the Patreon thing, look, on Patreon right now, I'm doing like a series of videos, 10, 20, some 30, long episodes, 30-minute episodes, 20-minute episode, 15-minute episodes. I'm doing a car modeling course, and modeling cars is very fucking difficult. Even for me, it's a real pain in the ass. So if you're a beginner, that might not be the best idea for you. It might help you with showing you what the workflow looks like and how I think about things, but you're probably gonna find it very difficult to follow along. So if you're a beginner, for beginners, I made the Blender Masterclass course, because in the Blender Masterclass course, I just explained all the tools and all the techniques that I ever learned in my, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years that I've been using Blender for. I just made an enormous list with all of them, and I just explained them down for beginners. So if you're a complete beginner, that course is designed to introduce you to everything, from the fucking 3D cursor and all the functions and how you're supposed to use it, to the topology and how topology works, and all the different modifiers and all the different selection tools and all the different mechanisms that you gotta be familiar with, right? So if you're a complete beginner and you want to be able to follow something like a hardcore car modeling course like I got on Patreon, or some of the tutorials you see on YouTube, which are just hard as fuck, you want to be able to familiarize yourself with all the tools first. So if you have the Blender Masterclass course, that's what's going to get you to level where you can now follow high level shit, right? And a lot of people see me making a YouTube video about modeling, I don't know, a gun, and it's a 15-minute video, it's a 20-minute or a 30-minute video, and people really believe, if they're beginners, that they're going to be able to watch a 30-minute video about how to model a highly detailed AK-47, and they're going to be able to follow along as a complete beginner. That is absurd. There's no fucking way I can explain that to a beginner in 30 minutes. You shouldn't be pursuing those kind of projects until you're well familiarized with all the different tools and techniques and how Blender works. Once you know how to use all the tools, that's when you can start using them. By the way, guys, here's a 20% discount code if you do want to get the Blender Masterclass course. You type this in. You type this in at the checkout and you get 20% off. It works for the Masterclass, it works for the premium product animation course, and it also works for the Blender Prototypes ebook. Is he doing low poly? No, not at the moment, because later we can make this low poly. I know this part is very boring to watch at this point, but you gotta bear with me because I gotta figure out how to do this properly. Ask me a good question, we can talk about it. You gotta get me off the rails again. We can talk about something. I never could have experienced better timing to get a Glock tutorial from you. Isn't that beautiful? Sounds like God's plan. How many years do you have in Blender? Fuck me, 13 maybe? I think I was like 14 or 13 when I started. And I'll be 26 in a couple of days. Damn, that's a hell of a song. The one before it was good too. Oh no, that was Aura. Before that, okay. We're good. Let me play this one more time. It's a fucking banger. I don't know if you guys hear that. It's not my birthday yet. It'll be my birthday on April the 13th. And on my birthday, I will hopefully be in St. Petersburg. Fucking wasted. Coke did you dirty? I don't do cocaine. I did cocaine maybe 5 times in my life. The reason I look old is because I have beautiful Balkan genetics. I'd rather that than look like a little boy. Like a little faggot. Now hold on a minute, because this is not supposed to be... Man, I'm so lost. Maybe I need some nicotine. Hold on. Cocaine did you dirty. Guys, cocaine is a hell of a fucking drug. Cocaine is not worth it. It's fun, but it'll cost you on the come down. Nicotine is bad. No, it's not bad. Smoking's bad for you, but nicotine, I don't think there's any harm it could really do to you, except, well, if you overdo it, yeah, okay, it'll fuck with your heart and all that. I think it's actually good for you. Smoke is not good for you because of the smoke. Vaping, I wouldn't say it's good for you either. I don't know nothing about vaping. I don't give a fuck. Because vaping it's like the gay version of smoking, right? Hold on, man. What the fuck now? This bevel here needs to be cut in the shape of this line that we have out here. That's what we gotta do, so we can't. How many edges is this? That'll be 8 edges, so this is a circle which has 32 vertices, which means 2. That'll be minus R minus 22.5. Sweet green herbal herb. You do mean weed? Because weed, I would say, is probably the worst, the most harmful drug of them all. You know, John McAfee said something which stuck to me. He said, if you're a weed smoker, I'd rather you do fucking heroin because it'll take you to rock bottom faster and make you get your shit together. Because weed will take you down a dark fucking path. What I'm saying is I've never seen a regular weed smoker living a life which I think is any good. Any weed smoker I've ever seen, and I'm not talking about you, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, I don't know what your life is like, I'm just talking about my experience and my observations. Is that any time somebody's a weed smoker, basically all they do is play video games at home, maybe they do their job, come back, they do the bare minimum, they become very lazy people. They don't want to go to the gym. They don't feel like it. Sleeping all fucking day. You know. Not some sort of a... Not a lifestyle in which you can achieve something noteworthy, in my opinion. So you're better off shooting up heroin, because with heroin, oh man, you'll be on rock bottom in 6 months and decide it's time to kick that. Stoners that I've known, it took years before they figured it out. And they'll deny it. That's the best part. They'll deny it. No, it's good for you. Man, first of all, you're smoking something. That shit's not good for you. And don't get me wrong. I don't think smoking weed on occasion is bad. I'll smoke weed on occasion. Once in 6 months. Right? But I can't imagine a life where I'm doing that shit on a daily basis. Or even a weekly basis. What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? Man, I'm such a fucking idiot. Here's what we're gonna do. Get rid of all that. Give me this. Bring it down here. We use that. Look what I'm wasting my fucking time on. This is autism, okay? This is a clear example of fucking autism. I don't give a fuck, man. Instagram sending me emails. So this here is clearly a sign of autism. Because I'm worrying about this dumb shit way too much. It doesn't matter, man. It really does not matter. There's no need for this. So, instead, we do it like this. And I'm thinking we should be able to just cut a shape from the front, which looks like the shape that we want to accomplish here. Well, of course, we want to move this inwards a little bit first. For the top part here, so I'm thinking maybe we can do something like this. Hold on, give me a front view. Make a knife cut. What gun should I model? The Desert Eagle. No, I'm kidding, don't do that. I'm gonna go inwards a little bit first, and then down, but rather like this. You know a movie I just watched the other day while modeling something? The Equalizer. Honestly, man, what a joke of a fucking movie. It's a shit film, but I like violence. I like watching violence, and I do have sort of passion for justice. So basically the movie's all about the guy. It's a very predictable film. If you're a 20 degree film guy, like you're interested in a real film and real cinema, that movie is not gonna scratch an itch for you. Maybe it's a fun movie to watch with a girl, because she's gonna get all excited and shit, and she's gonna get all, you know, emotional about it. Girls don't appreciate the complexity of films like Come and See, or films like, I don't know, Interstellar. They just want to be entertained. They just want to be amused. Guys, how many of you got girlfriends? Let me do a poll. How do I do a poll? Hold on. Start a poll. Do you have a female partner? It doesn't matter if you're just banging a girl, or it's like I said, whatever, you know, friends with benefits, or a proper girlfriend, or you're married or whatever. It's either yes or no. Let me see who I'm dealing with here. It's a hell of a song too. See, now things get a little bit more complicated, because now I think we have to extend this. I think we have to extend this. And that's where we're going to start making the cut. Of course, we got to get rid of this. How's the poll looking? Already we got 68% no. And why not? I screwed up. My idea was to make this a straight line. We can't get it perfect, unless maybe if we look at it from top view. Is it like that? Yeah, I think that'll do it. So we want to bring it in until it intersects with this line here. Something like that, right? Yeah. Nobody's got fucking girlfriends? Hey, Mr. Faiz. You put me on the spot. Can't be bothered with the hassle of dating right now. Yeah, I understand that, but you know, a lot of guys will say that. A lot of guys will say that when it's really a coping mechanism. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying a lot of guys will say that as a coping mechanism. Because it's not all that much hassle if you know what you're doing. It is not all that much hassle at all. You don't need no money. All you need is a mouthpiece. A mouthpiece. A couple of nice outfits. A little bit of those charms to you is what you need. And it's not that much hassle at all. Whoa, Barsoum Rafat is a baller. I said no even though I have a date soon. Well, I hope you don't fuck it up. No, I got a boyfriend, Lifeport. Are you gay? Or are you a girl? Hold on, let me now see where we have to start this cut. We gotta start it around here somewhere. Damn, what a pain in the ass. What a real pain in my fucking ass, this shape. My idea is that I'm gonna use a cube at 45 degrees. How can you enjoy getting fucked in the butt? I don't understand. I mean, I'm aware that there's that thing, and I never did this, guys. I promise you, I'm not into this type of shit. But I know that there's that thing where you put a finger in your butt, and then there's like prostate stimulation, and you know, I guess to that degree, feeling getting fucked in the butt. I understand that physically, maybe you can get pleasure out of it, right? If you're gay, if you're into dudes. But to me, there being another fucking naked man around me is fucking repulsive. What the fuck? How can you prefer that to a beautiful woman? That I don't understand. And listen, I'm not judging you. I don't got a problem with that. I'm just amazed. I'm just curious. What the fuck? It's like fucking a goat. Okay, a goat's got a, you know, it does have a hole. So technically it'll work, but that's fucking disgusting. You know? So to me, a hairy man pumping you is fucking disgusting. Am I doing this right? I don't think so. I gotta push this out further. And then we're gonna use the boolean. So you're not personally getting fucked, so you're the guy doing the fucking. Meaning that you you prefer a hairy man's butthole over a beautiful woman. I mean, I hope you don't mind my saying so. I'm not trying to, you know, bring you down. I'm just curious. What the fuck? And I imagine if you're gay, this I really don't understand, because you're telling me that you managed to what's the word I'm looking for? Override. You managed to override biological hardwiring. I've spoken to gay men about this. I would ask him, like, okay, look at that girl over there, for example. Some girl, she's fucking gorgeous. She's hot. You can't not look. You can't not think to yourself, wow, my body. In my body, I am a fucking monkey, right? I have instincts. My instincts are telling me we gotta reproduce when I see that woman, right? You're telling me you look at her and you don't feel that? You don't find that attractive? And they're like, no. What? It's almost like you're telling me you don't get hungry. How the fuck is that possible? Maybe I'm just stupid, I don't know. Maybe I'm just ignorant. I'm a bigot, I suppose. That's probably why. You guys understand where I'm coming from, right? Okay, so you're telling me, listen, this is crazy. 74% of the dudes watching this, and guys, my audience is, I'll show you, look, I'll read them out to you, my metrics on YouTube, to show you the ages of people that are watching this shit. So my audience is, there we go. Okay, only 4% is between 13 and 17. And then we have 18 to 24. That is prime reproductive age, okay? 18 to 24, that's 27% of my audience. And then 25 to 34, which is still fucking, you know, you're still shooting ropes. That's 44.8% of my audience is between 25 and 34. So, in other words, what's that? 27 plus 45? So, like, what's that? 72% of my fucking audience is between 18 and 34. Okay? Then I got a couple of old bats. A couple of old dogs, 35 to 44. That's 14%. You're telling me 73% of you guys are not in the game? Doesn't that tell you that there's something wrong? Don't you think that's a problem? Watch this. Let's test something first. I'm trying to see if I can snap this. No, I can't because it's going to be smaller. What if I just do a knife cut? What am I talking about? A knife cut here. And then we get rid of this. No, it won't do. This is supposed to go how far down? Did I already get it? No, I didn't. Until around here somewhere. And then I think we gotta take it back in. I really don't understand what the bottom of this pistol looks like. But I gotta pee again. Internet fuck with people's expectations. Cause I'm fucking ugly. What does that gotta do with anything if you're ugly? That doesn't matter. You're not supposed to be pretty, you're a man. Beauty is for women. For men, you're supposed to be a warrior, a provider, a protector. You're supposed to be strong. Did we just get taken down? Please ensure. Okay, fine. We turn off the music and then what? Fucking hell. Restart. Okay, we back up or what? You fucking dogs.